Hey family, welcome back to my kitchen. Today we are making mac and cheese with crispy top. So this recipe comes with a lot of backstory and I'll be sharing that with you as we go. In this bowl I already measured out my pasta and I'll be going ahead to cook that. But first I am going to season my pasta water, my water. So I added some seasoning cube and some salt, allow it to boil, and then I brought in my pasta. You want to cook your pasta until it is al dente. So while the pasta is cooking, I made my seasoning mix. In that I have paprika powder, onion powder, garlic powder, white pepper, and again seasoning cube. Nobody is going to be eating bland pasta in this house. You're going to mix it together. There are two layers to my story and I'll be telling you the first one now. So sometimes last year we had traveled to Hong Kong. We got there very tired, hungry. It was raining. We didn't know anywhere. The first restaurant we entered, the kid ordered mac and cheese. It came and they ate it and really enjoyed it. This mac and cheese had the crispy top and it was just so delicious and the best thing they've ever tasted. And ever since then, they've been asking me to recreate. I boiled my pasta for about 7 minutes and I set aside some of the pasta water, about half a cup of water. Then I passed the remaining pasta through the strainer. Next, I added a tablespoon and a half of butter to my pot. I allowed that to melt and then I came in with half of the seasoning mix that we made. Sorry, my camera didn't catch me doing that. You're going to make sure you mix the seasoning into the butter very well so that there's no lump, okay? And next, we're going to be adding some all-purpose flour into this as well. This is just the base for our roux, the creamy sauce that you use to thicken soup or your pasta. So that is what we're trying to make, but I just don't want it to be bland. So I came in with my all-purpose flour at this point, did the same thing. Make sure you mix it in very well. There must be no lump. It must be nice and velvety. Do not worry, the full list of ingredients are all in the description box. So here comes the second layer to my story. My son was to attend a potluck, and this was after 6 months after they tried that mac and cheese in Hong Kong, and he begged me, "Mom, can you please recreate that mac and cheese for me to take?" But there was only one problem that day. I didn't have enough cooking cream at home. So what I decided to do was to make use of powdered milk. I'll conclude my story later, but first let me show you how I made my reconstituted powdered milk. I added some warm water to the powdered milk to break the lumps and just to make it nice and smooth. Then I came in with some fresh milk, and remember this day I was just making this thing because this was all I had at hand, and my son wanted this and he wanted it now, so and I wasn't going to let him down. So I just mixed everything together. So what happened when it took the mac and cheese to the potluck was that it was a big hit. They ate it cold, which I was surprised. And even with that, they were asking him for recipe. And few days later, some of the girls came to the house and they were saying, "Auntie, that mac and cheese was the best. Do you have a recipe?" And that is why I said, you know what, girls, I'm going to make a video and you can watch the recipe on my YouTube channel. So here we are. So that's why I'm making this mac and cheese. So anyways, back to the recipe. You're going to come in with that milk mixture and you're going to be adding it to the pot slowly, and you're going to be mixing as fast as and as quick as possible, because remember there's flour in it. It's going to thicken up and you don't want it to cuddle up or be lumpy. At this point, you're going to add in the other half of your seasoning mix and you're just going to mix it into the pan. And once you have something like this, you're on the right track, okay? Next, I came in with my cooking cream and some mustard. I guess the mustard is, by choice. If you don't want it, you can skip it out. What you can also do is to add some chili powder into your seasoning mix if you're like me and you like your, your spicy food. So that is that. So after adding in the cooking cream, I came in with a cup of mozzarella cheese. I didn't use 4 cheese. I didn't use 5 different types of cheese, just mozzarella. Mix it into the roux And once the cheese has melted, I came in with my cooked pasta and mix it in. At this point, turn off the heat. If you've watched this video up to this point, thank you so very much for watching. Really appreciate you. If you're new here, warm welcome to you. Let me know in the comment section that you're new so that I can welcome you properly. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button. And to my existing subscribers, thank you so much for your awesome and amazing support always. I really appreciate you. So it's now time to put everything together and assemble it in a baking dish. In this bowl, I have some breadcrumbs, and to that I added some Parmesan cheese. I seasoned that a little bit with some black pepper and added a bit of oil to create that crispy effect. And remember the day I was making this for the first time, I was just winging it. I didn't know what I was doing. Well, obviously this recipe has come to stay. So once you've mixed that breadcrumbs and Parmesan together, you're going to grease your dish. I'll be baking in this dish. I greased it with some oil, and then I layered some of the pasta at the bottom like so. You're going to spread it across, and in between the layers I'm going to be adding some extra cheese. I want this to be nice and cheesy, but I don't like the idea of the regular mac and cheese where it's all just so creamy and sometimes can make you nauseous. So I added some extra mozzarella cheese, then I came in with the remaining pasta and layered it again as I did with the first one. If you're still watching, thank you so much. Please do not forget to hit the like button at the bottom. Please, that would go a long way to help me, and I really appreciate that. Leave me a comment as well, okay? Ask me questions. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you make your own mac and cheese differently. Let me know, would you try this recipe or not? Anyway, after layering the remaining pasta, I came in with some extra cheese again. Not, a lot of cheese, but if you do like, more cheese, you can do more than I have done here. After adding the cheese on the top layer as well, I came in with my Parmesan and breadcrumbs mix, and you're going to generously sprinkle that on top of your mac and cheese. I did quite a lot because my children are just so obsessed with this crispiness that I don't think this mac and cheese will be the same without the crispiness. So I baked this in the preheated oven at 177 degrees for a total of 30 minutes. The last 2 minutes, I turned my oven to grill function, and that is to help the crispiness at the top, crisping up the breadcrumbs and the Parmesan cheese. And this is what we have: golden crispy, just perfect, the way we want it. And there you have it. Delicious crispy top mac and cheese is ready. So I have successfully recreated the Hong Kong experience for my children. I don't know whether it was just this one restaurant that did that, or this is just the way they make their own. I don't even know. Anyway, it's time to dig in and cut a slice so that you can see. And this is what we have. The mac and cheese is not so creamy. If you want it extra creamy, please add some extra cream. But for me and my family, this is just perfect. Look at that golden crust and the gooiness and the cheese pull. It is just so perfect for us. I hope you've enjoyed watching today's video. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Hit the like button. Please hit the like button. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.